Thank you, students. Yesterday we have studied about sociology, first chapter, meaning, definition of sociology, scope of sociology, nature of sociology, and the importance of the sociology. Now we have to study about the interrelationship between sociology and other social sciences. Now the relationship between the sociology, which is the youngest social science among all the social sciences, it has a close relationship with all other social sciences. Now the relationship between sociology and political science, there is a close relationship between the sociology and political science, because the political science it studies what it studies. It studies about the political activities of the man and also the political institution. Political science, what it studies? It studies the political activities of the man and political institutions. Whereas sociology, it studies about the social groups and social institutions. So, there is a close relation between the sociology and the political science. Now, the sociology and the history. Here, the relationship between history and sociology is also interrelated. Here, history is the reaction of the life of the past society. It is the reaction of the life of the past events or the past society. Whereas sociology, it is the reaction of the contemporary society. Sociology studies the reaction of the contemporary society, whereas history it studies about the reaction of life of the past society. Here on the third basis, the historians write the history, and so also the sociologists also write the sociology. It helps for the sociologists as well as the historians to write the history and to write the sociology. And the relationship between sociology and anthropology, the relationship between these two are also widely recognized. The culture and social part of human being and its history is studied by the anthropology. In anthropology, what it studies? It studies about the culture and social part of the human being. Cultural part of the human being and the culture is the study of the anthropology, whereas sociology, it grows independently by studying the social life holistically. It studies about what? It studies about the social life holistically. It provides objective analysis of the various social institutions. It provides analysis. It provides critical analysis to various social institutions. So, anthropology helps to study the social institutions. Now, the sociology and the psychology, there is also an interrelationship between the sociology and psychology. Here, the psychology studies the different aspects of the human beings. It studies, sociology studies the behavioral aspects of the human society. Whereas here, the sociology seeks to study the social behavior. It studies the behavior of the sociology. Sociology studies the behavior of the society, but psychology it studies the behavioral aspects of the human being. It studies the social behavioral aspects of the human being, but sociology it studies the behavioral aspects of the social aspects of the society, social interactions and functions of the society. Now, the relationship between the sociology and economics. In economic studies, the economic activity of the human being. Economic activities of the human being are studied by the economics. But sociology, it seeks to understand the interaction between the economical and social activities of the human being. Sociology, what it studies? It studies about the interaction between the economic activity as well as social activities or the social activities of the human beings. It also proves how human behavior forms economic activities. How human beings forms the economic activities is proved by the sociology. Like while analyzing the social behavior, sociology interact with other social sciences in its own way. Along with other social sciences, it also works independently and separately. Now, the Indian prominent Indian sociologists are Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, G.S. Ghurye, M.N. Srinivas, C. Parvatama, Airavati Karve, and A.R. Desai. They were the prominent Indian sociologists. You know Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who is the architect of the Indian Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar's contributions are great to the modern Indian society. His full name is Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. He is B.R. Ambedkar. His full name is Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, and he is one of the prominent social reformer and expert in law. He was an eminent expert. He was an eminent jurist. He was an expert in law. He fought against the exploitation of the Dalits in India, like untouchability. He organized education in favor of the Dalits, right, and women rights. He organized many movements or organizations in favor of the Dalits and to protect the status of the women and to provide human rights. For that purpose, he started his agitation. Ambedkar was the first to write all sort of exploitation of the Dalit can be overcome by the education. So first of all, he gave importance to the education. All sorts of problems can be solved with the help of the education. So he gave more importance to the education. For that purpose, he argued that free and compulsory education to all is very necessary. He argued that education remain as a public property. He also argued education must remain as a public property. It has a capacity to bring a social change. The education has a capacity to bring a social changes. Therefore, he gave more importance for the development of the education. Here, education is the main tools of the social transformation. If you want to change the social society or social changes, if you want to bring social changes, education is very important. Education is the only means through which one can learn resources to understand and analyze critically. Without education, we cannot understand the resources. We cannot understand the resources and we cannot analyze the matter critically without education. So he gave importance to the education. Ambedkar argued that to overcome India's prejudice, induces social discrimination, one need logical argument, and this logical argument capacity is governed through the education only. Logical argument is possible. Logical argument capacity is possible only through the education. Dr. Ambedkar, he was born in Kambale village in Maharashtra on 14th April 1891. His mother died at the age of 6 and he was and grew up under the care of his aunt Mirabai and started his primary education at Satara. In Satara he started his primary education and he joined the popular Elphinstone College of Mumbai and passed matriculation in 1907. In 1907 he passed matriculation at Elphinstone High School, Mumbai, and he married Ramabai with the help of the scholarship awarded by the Maharaja of rupees 25 only. And he earned, of course, he earned BA, MA, PhD degrees, and he also issued PhD from Columbia University in 1960. He received PhD degree from Columbia University. He also started two magazines, Mookanayaka. He started a magazine called Mookanayaka, and his important works, literary works, are Annihilation of Caste. It was published in 1936. And who are the Shudras? It is also an important literary work. It was published in 1946. Buddha and his Dhamma. Which was published in 1957. These are the important works. These are the major literary contributions of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and all his writings are published in 26 volumes from the government of Karnataka in Kannada. All these literary works are published in 26 volumes from the government of Karnataka in Kannada language. And Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who died on December 6, 1956. He died. At that time he was Central Law Minister. And his contribution to sociology are great because he tried to bring changes in the Indian society. So his contributions are great. Now second, G.S. Gure. He also played an important role in the establishment of the Department of Sociology in all the Indian universities. In all the Indian universities, sociology, the subject was introduced, and the Department of Sociology was also started with the help of the G.S. Gure, and his full name Govind Sadashiv Gure. He was born on December 12th, 1893 at Malvan of Maharashtra. In 1893, December 12th, at Malvan, Maharashtra was born. He completed his degree education at Bombay University. After receiving a PhD from Columbia University, London, he returned to India and started his teaching career at the Department of Sociology at Bombay University. Here, his important contributions are caste and race in India. Caste and race in India, which was published in 1932. Scheduled caste. It was a book written by the G.S. Gure. Scheduled caste In 1943, Indian States. This book is written in 1953, and many other books are written by G.S. Gure. His main contribution is he started a department of sociology in all the Indian universities, and worked as a professor dean in the Bombay University, and was the head of the department of sociology. Now, M.S. Srinivas, as internationally renowned Indian sociologist, he popularized field-based sociological studies. Field-based sociological studies was popularized by him while he was studying at Stanford University. His field study notes were lost in the students' recitation. Based on the memory of the field done, he wrote a book, A Remembered Village, in 1976. In 1976, he wrote one book called A Remembered Village, and he issued Universal Explained and has been republished many times. Under the guidance of his teacher, Radcliffe Brown, he wrote a book called that Religion and the Society of the Kodavas of South India in 1952. It is an important book. It is one of the famous books written by the Great. It is the Religion and Society of Kodavas of South India. It was published in 1952. M.S. Srinivas, his full name was Mysuru Narasimhachara Srinivas. He was born to Narasimhachara Rukmini on November 16, 1916 at Mysuru, and he completed his primary, secondary education at Mysuru. He also issued MA, LLB, PhD degrees from the Bombay University. He also earned MLit, that is D.Lit from Oxford University. He worked as a professor of sociology in Delhi. His major contributions are Religion and Society of Kodavas of South India. Religion and Society of Kodavas of South India, Indian villages, social changes in modern India, and remembered village. These are the important literary contributions of the M.N. Srinivas. Now, C. Parvatama. He is another prominent contemporary sociologist from Karnataka. She in the early age, she faced many problems, but with struggle and determination, he became the leading sociologist of India. She was born at Saigandi village in the present Davangere district in June 1928. She lost her father when she was only 9 months old baby. With the support from the maternal family, she got her education. She completed her primary education in a single school teacher of her at her village. First of all, she completed her primary school at a single teacher school, and afterwards she continued middle school education at Loki Kere village, high school education at Davangere. Then a teacher named Kamparaj Shetty arranged for her intermediate education at Mysore. Therefore, his teacher Kamparaj Shetty, she continued her education at because he provided all the accommodation facilities in hostel. She completed her intermediate education at Maharaja College, Mysore. After completion of her intermediate education, she started higher education in art stream with easy pass BA with second class. Later she joined BA honors in social philosophy at Maharaja College of Mysore. She earned the first rank in BA honors and she sustained her entire education on the scholarship. On the scholarship only, she completed all her education and a professor guided to her continued education in the foreign university. Her contributions are major contributions are polity, science, religion, sociological essay on Veerashaivism, sociological essays on Veerashaivism, and studies on socio-economic status of scheduled caste and tribes. These are the major contributions of Sri Bhagavatam. Now the next Indian prominent sociologist was Airavati Karve. She was the student of G.S. Gure. She was the daughter-in-law of the famous social reformer Maharishi Karve. You know Maharishi Karve? She was a daughter-in-law of Maharishi Karve, who was a social reformer, famous social reformer of India. She had her MA from Bombay University and worked at Pune College as a sociology lecturer. Her contributions are kinship and organization in India. Kinship and organization in India, then Indian society, institutions and relationship are the major contributions of Airavati Karve. Now A.R. Desai, another important sociologist of India. He worked as the UGC National Fellow, worked as a UGC National Fellow. UGC means University Grant Commission National Fellow and head of the Department of Sociology of Bombay University. His full name is Akshay Ramlal Desai. He was born in 1915 and he was also a student of G.S. Gure and later got and became head of the same department. He taught and became the student of the same department. He became the head of department of sociology as he was a student of G.S. Gure. He studied and became head of the Department of Sociology in Bombay University. He also has followed the Marxist ideology in his sociological studies. In all his sociological studies, what he followed? He followed the Marxist ideologies. So he is recognized, he is identified as a Marxist sociologist. Because of this only, he is identified as a Marxist sociologist. His contributions are sociological background of Indian nationalism. Sociological background of the Indian nationalism is the best work of A.R. Desai. Indian rural society. And next is slums and urbanization of the major works of the A.R. Desai. Indian Sociological Society. And he is regarded, he is identified as a Marxist sociologist because he followed the Marxist ideology in all the sociological works. So they were the famous sociologists of the India. Here next is early Western sociologist. The Western sociologist, it is not for the study. It is delegated only the prominent Indian sociologist is retained. And you know, early sociologists like August Comte, then Karl Marx, then Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, they are delegated only for your study. Indian sociologist is retained.